Journey, a process or passage from one stage to another, usually taking a rather long time.
I'm Jason Lowery, head women's basketball coach and counselor, Jesuit High School. I'm a North and Northeast Portland kid. Grew up on the other side of the river. Was in public education. I was raised in the mid '80s, early '80s, early '90s. Northeast Portland, a lot of gang activity, drug-infested area. Found my way to Jesuit. Took the bus 84 minutes one way, each day for 4 years. Played basketball at Jesuit. Played baseball at Jesuit. Graduated from Jesuit, went on to play basketball in college down at Pomona, Pitzer colleges in Southern California. Got into college coaching right after that. Spent 12 years coaching at the college level, 7 of those as a head coach. I was the youngest coach in the country at one point. When I was 23, got my first head job. Came back to Oregon 2005 for the job at Pacific University, college man. Did that for 5 years, and then found my way back to Jesuit in 2010 and have been here ever since.
Could you elaborate more on your experience in college as a player, also as a coach?
As a player, really enjoyed playing for Pomona Pitzer. Played point guard, had a lot of success. We went to 3 NCAA tournaments, won a lot of games, had a good career, had a really, really good coach. Greg Popovich is I consider a mentor and a friend. He was the head coach at Pomona Pitzer right before I got there, and his #1 assistant and best friend became our head coach. So I played for him, but Pop was always around the program. So a lot of my basketball knowledge and beliefs and philosophy come directly from him. So that's kind of kick-started everything.
Have you always known that you wanted to be a coach?
The minute I knew I couldn't play anymore, yes. So early in my college career, I knew that, I was never going to make any money playing basketball, but I can definitely make a life out of it on the sideline, which I always thought was my strength as a player anyway. I thought my ability from the neck up, which is coaching. So it was kind of easy transition.
How was the feeling of being recognized and awarded as the youngest coach in America?
It was what it was. It was a tough job. It was a reason I was the youngest coach in the country. Those are the type of jobs that 23-year-olds get. It was a job that I had no assistants. I had 5 scholarships where everybody else in my league had 10. I had no gym. We had to play at Cal State Fullerton, which was across the street, and practice in there at 6 a.m. every day. So it was great that for being so young, I was doing exactly what I wanted to do. So that was a gratifying piece of it. Went to University of Redlands, which is a Division III school. I got a graduate assistant job. I went to the Final Four every year from when I started coaching from '98 through 2008. So I knew a lot of D1 coaches. I had a couple offers, I had some thoughts, but the lifestyle was tough. Being an assistant at D1, you're at the mercy of your head coach. They get fired, you're gone. And so I caught on with a coach that I respected and knew well, my coach from Pomona.
Did you ever picture yourself coming back to Jesuit?
Never. No. I enjoyed what Jesuit provided me when I was here. I wasn't a huge customer of what it was about when I was here. You know, I would come here, take care of my academics, play ball, and go home. And that was kind of the extent of it. You know, 25 years ago, it wasn't extremely diverse, which was very tough for me. You know, I was from the other side of the river, a different socioeconomic background, different community. So when it was time the school was over, I was out of here. And I actually spent 12 years and never stepped foot back on this campus, and had no intention to. And then I think my first year back at Pacific, a couple moms who were the chairs of the financial aid committee asked me to speak for the financial aid luncheon, and then kind of slowly got back into Jesuit as an alum. You know, started working with an African American alumni mentor group that worked with our students here. Did that for a few years. Always remained close to Coach Potter. I still call him Coach. I will never call him Gene or anything like that. That's my coach. So Coach and I were talking, and then about 2010, after he won another state title, I was on a 2-week recruiting trip. I actually watched the game on TV, called him afterwards just to give him my congrats, and I saw that the women had played the right before, and they had lost in the final, and the coach was an interim coach. And out of nowhere, I just asked Coach Potter, like, hey, what's up with your women's job? And he was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I guess I am serious. And then one thing led to the next, and a couple weeks later, I was a Jesuit.
What has been your most memorable moment as a coach, both at college and in high school?
That's a tough one, because I always say just the development and the relationships that happen when you coach somebody, and it's different at college level and high school. College, I recruited a kid, you know, from high school, and I got to know the family. I sat in the living room. I got him to my campus, and 4 years later, I see him off as a 22-year-old grown man with a college degree. So that journey, and it's kind of the same here. A little bit different. Kids here are still at home, but to see Alzina Henry from her 9th grade year to her 12th grade year, to see Kate Anderson grow, to see Corey Olsen grow, to have those relationship with, you know, Kira Vuz and Lexi Beckers and Lauren Rivers, who I'm gonna have forever, and they come back and just building that's the biggest thing about coaching. The single one, you know, who doesn't like to win? You know, winning a state title was cool. You know, beating a couple teams along the way was cool. It was a couple big wins in college, but I think just knowing that you've influenced a young person's development is the best part of coaching.
So counseling and teaching translates into coaching?
Yeah, it's all the same thing. Counseling, teaching, coaching. You know, I think that's why I enjoy counseling, because basically I'm coaching students through some tough years that I've been a part of, that I understand, that I'm trained in, and just, you know, and parenting too. I always say parenting, coaching, teaching, counseling, it's all the same thing. You know, we want safety for our kids, we want health for our kids, and we want our kids to be happy, in that order.
So family first.
Yeah, absolutely.